Hello everyone and welcome back to another Pathfinder Lair video. Today I will be continuing with the Gunslinger feats from 12 until 20. So let's get started. Like I said before, I'm going in completely blind, so here goes.
Hold up.
Alright, so let's start with glancing shots. It's press, so that means you have to use it after you've already attacked. Even when your shots don't land cleanly, they still land close enough to inflict some damage. Make a ranged strike. It gains the following failure effect. Your attack deals any damage it would have dealt on a hit, excluding all weapon damage dice. Oh. Okay, so basically they get hit by a little bit of shrapnel. Okay. Alright. That's interesting. Okay. Alright. Now let's look at Incredible Ricochet. After your first shot, okay, it's press again. After your first shot singles out an opponent's position, you direct another shot that ricochets around obstacles and strikes unerringly. Make a ranged strike against a creature that you previously attacked this turn. You ignore the target's concealed condition in all cover. Ah, okay. So, yeah, okay, so it has to be your second attack at least, and it goes around corners. Okay. Penetrating fire. Wielding a loaded firearm or crossbow, you blast a bullet through one foe and into another. Choose two targets, one of which would give lesser cover against your ranged attacks to the other, I'm guessing. Make a single range strike with the required weapon against both targets. This attack ignores any lesser cover the nearer target provides the other. Roll damage only once and apply it to each creature it hits. And it counts as 2 attacks for your multiple attack penalty. Okay. Alright, interesting. So you basically just shoot a person through another person. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Shooter's Camouflage. You specialize in blending into a particular type of environment, allowing you to disappear from sight after taking your shot. Choose either natural or urban terrain. In your chosen terrain, you can hide and sneak even without cover or being concealed. Oh, okay. This is something that, this is 100% something that, a sniper would take. And the question is, can you take this feat more than once? If you can, you could get both. Yeah, that's the only thing. Can you take this feat more than once? Alright. Now let's look at True Grit. It requires grit and tenacity. Okay. If the reroll granted by your grit and tenacity reaction is a success, you get a crit success, and if it's a critical failure, you get a failure instead. Ah, I see. Okay, so if it's a success, you get a crit success, and if it's a fail, you get a... If it's a crit fail, you get a fail, so it's always one better. But obviously, if you get a failure, that doesn't turn it into a success. But you know, yeah. Okay. All right. Now let's move on to Dance of Thunder. Once per minute. Okay. It's a 3-action thing. You're wielding a loaded firearm or crossbow, and you're not fatigued. Okay. Use any of the following actions you choose in any order. Step, strike against a target within your firearm's first range increment and interact to reload. If you attempted a strike and it succeeds, you can repeat these 3 actions again in any order. If you attempted to strike in the second set and succeed, you can repeat the actions one last time. After using Dance of Thunder, you become fatigued for 1 minute. My only question on this is, what about the multiple attack penalty? Does it apply to this or not? That's the thing. If it doesn't, this is broken. If it does, it's not as good. Okay. Let's move on to Showstopper. Your twirling weapons create a distracting dance that your enemies find difficult to look away from. Okay, so it requires pistol twirl and an expert in deception. Okay. When using pistol twirl to feint, you can target all enemies within your weapon's first range increment who you can perceive and who can see you. You roll 1 deception check and compare it against each target's perception DC. Interesting. Okay. Could be okay. Although, I really don't see the point, because you're only going to be able... I mean, about the only time this would be effective is if you were trying to hit multiple enemies on the same turn. Alright, now let's look at 2-weapon flurry. You're wielding 2 weapons, each in a different hand. Oh wait, this is 2-weapon flurry. Oh, okay. This is this is how it's always been. Okay, cool. Alright, this is just the fighter feat. Okay. Fatal Bullets. Especially talented at striking at your enemy's most vulnerable areas. When you critically hit with a firearm that has the fatal traits, you deal an additional die of damage of the appropriate size. This doubles the fatal trait with the firearms. Yeah, this does. This doubles the fatal trait on firearms. That's awesome. This is pretty good. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at Hair Trigger. So it requires an initial deed that allows you to interact to draw a weapon. Okay, so that's pretty much all of them. Whether a duel to the death or getting a jump on your foe, no one can react faster than you can pull your trigger. When you use your initial deed, instead of interacting to draw a weapon, you can strike with a firearm or crossbow you are already wielding. If this strike hits, the target is also flat-footed until the end of your first turn of the encounter. If your initial deed allows you to draw a weapon more than once, this feat allows you to replace one of these interact actions and use the other to draw a weapon. You can't replace both. Okay. Alright, so this is something that all gunslingers can take, but it's especially good against, especially good for snipers. Yeah, because if the strike hits, yeah, because, now my only question is, does this count toward, does the strike that you get with this count toward multiple attack penalty? I don't know, it doesn't say. We'll see. That's interesting. I would say it would, but that's just me. Instant return. An enemy misses you. Okay, so reaction. And the trigger is an enemy misses you with a ranged attack using a type of ammunition appropriate to your weapon. For instance, a bullet if you're wielding a firearm. Okay. And you're wielding an unloaded firearm or crossbow. With a single fluid gesture, you catch the projectile out of the air, load it into your weapon, and fire it back at the attacker. Interact to load the projectile into your weapon, then make a strike. Okay, this is really cool. But at the same time, it's pretty situational. They have to be using a firearm if you're using a firearm, and they have to be using a crossbow if you're using a crossbow. That's the only thing. So it's actually pretty situational. It's still really cool, though. Piercing critical. Your attacks with your preferred weapon deal especially devastating wounds. When you strike with a firearm or crossbow, for which you have legendary proficiency, this gives you crits on 19s and 20s, as long as you're using a firearm or crossbows. Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, you crit succeed on a 19 as long as that result is a success. Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's actually really cool. Piercing critical is very cool. I like that a lot. Now let's look at unerring shots. Your senses are finely tuned to the slightest variations in the air, allowing you to place your shot exactly where you intend from any range. When attacking with a ranged weapon for which you have master or greater proficiency, ignore the penalty from its range increment. Additionally, if the target has cover against your attack with such a weapon, it doesn't gain the bonus to AC if it has lesser cover, only gets the benefits of lesser cover if it has standard cover, or only gains the benefits of standard cover if it has greater cover. Oh, wow. Okay, so basically, this feat essentially makes it so that you don't take any penalty, no matter how far you shoot it, as long as it's within its maximum range is the same, but still. And it pretty much ignores lesser cover, no matter. Yeah, it pretty much gets rid of one stack of cover, no matter how much cover the enemy has. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah. Alright, we're now finally to 20th level feats. So let's look at Perfect Readiness. You prepare to fire with an instinctive speed that surpasses thought. You're permanently quickened. You can use the extra action only to step or interact to reload. Oh, okay. So you get an extra action, but only to step or interact. Only to step or reload, essentially. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I like that a lot. I can tell why that's a 20th level feat. And then we have the last feat, Slinger's Reflexes. You have preternatural. Okay, at the start of each enemy's turn, you gain an additional reaction that you can only use that turn to take a gunslinger reaction. Oh my god, this gives, so anytime the enemy goes, no matter what enemy it is, you get another reaction to do a gunslinger reaction. That's dope. That is completely and totally dope. Yeah, definitely can tell why that's a 20th level feat. I mean, you can't use it for like attacks of opportunity or anything, but still, a gunslinger reaction, yeah, pretty good. Yep. Alright, and that's all the feats. So that's going to wrap up this video. Be sure to check out my Discord, my Twitter, and my Facebook pages. Links are in the description. And until next time, let's play some Pathfinder.
1, 2, 3, no.